Is somebody actively tracking your phone right now, enabling your cameras and recording everything that you're doing? Well, before you're very quick to say no ways, how do you know? How do you know for an absolute fact that there isn't some weird app that's been installed on your phone without your consent that's recording your conversation, taking screenshots of your private messages, recording your keystrokes as you log into your bank accounts, and sending all that information out into the cloud? Now, you don't even need to be a hacker to be able to do that. A quick Google search will reveal a whole bunch of apps that can do it for you. So today, let me show you a bunch of signs that indicate that your phone may be compromised without your knowledge and what you can do about it. Let's do this.
Break it down now, phone, gadget, apps, it's the Techie Guy, yeah.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name's Liron Segev, where I make tech simple. If you're into phones, gadget, apps, tips and tricks and how to, hit that subscribe button and let's get on to today's show. When it comes to tracking your phone, there are essentially two scenarios. Scenario number one is when you track your own device. Scenario number two is when somebody else is tracking your device. Two different cases with two very different outcomes. So let's talk about the first one where you can track your own phone. Very simple. If you're an Android or you're iOS, you've got the Find My iPhone, Find My Device facility. You simply need to enable that on your device. Now, once you do that, depending whether you're on Android or iOS, you can go to android.com/find, or you can go to icloud.com/find. And then you'll be able to geolocate your phone. You're able to lock your phone. You're able to send your phone a message. You're able to erase your phone in case there's no way of you getting it back. And you're even able to send a tone to your phone to play a sound in case you misplaced it somewhere around the house and you want to hear it ring. And yes, you can do that even if the phone is on silent mode. It will simply activate it. Now, it's important to note that when you activate this facility, there's actually a message on the phone saying it's currently being located. And that's pretty important. It's important because scenario number two is when somebody else is tracking your phone, there is no such messages. You're being tracked, you're being recorded without your consent. Well, how is it done and how does it work? Well, if you simply do a quick search in your app store for tracking applications, you'll find a whole bunch. And they're there because they're there for safety reasons. You know, the idea is that you want to keep an eye on your kids, or you've got elderly parents and you want to keep an eye on them so they don't wander off the property, etc. So the legitimate apps are there for legitimate reasons. However, you can find apps which are not in the actual official store and they're used for more nefarious reasons. Now, typically with these apps, they need to have physical access to your device. Someone needs to install it. And again, don't forget that these apps are not going to be called spying on your phone. They're going to be something weird, something that you're not going to uninstall because you think it's part of the operating system of the phone. So something like System UI Advanced, I don't know, something like that. So how do you know if one of these apps are actually running on your phone? Well, there are 5 things to look out for. Number 1 is an increase in data usage. Now, all phones log their data usage, and the reason this is a good indicator that something weird is going on is because these apps are constantly logging and monitoring and recording, and they have to upload that information somewhere onto the cloud, somewhere onto the web, so whoever's installed it can actually access those recordings. And it does that by using lots and lots of data. So if you notice a massive data spike for no apparent reason, be suspicious. Number 2, because they're constantly running, they're constantly using your battery power. So if you notice that your phone used to last you 6 hours, no problem, now it's only lasting 2 or 3 hours, well, something's using the battery, something is draining it. What's going on? And number 3, which is kind of related to the battery, the more the battery is being used, the hotter the phone gets. Now, this is something that's normal, and we expect to see that when you're watching a movie for an hour or you're playing a game for a long period of time, your phone does heat up. However, if your phone is just lying on your desk and then it's still getting hotter and hotter and hotter, another indicator. Number 4 is screen activity. If your phone is lying on your desk, nowhere near you, it's in standby mode, the screen is off, all you can see is your time, and it all of a sudden starts to wake up, something's wrong. Something's actively running on that device right now, causing it to do that. Number 5 is screenshots and recordings. Look at your phone, look at the gallery, go to the folder called screenshots and look through those screenshots. Also look at the old screenshots that are not sorted by date. If you see screenshots of your own messaging, your own pictures, maybe your video clips, maybe screenshots of websites that you visit, something's up, something's taking those screenshots. Also look at voice recordings. If you see a lot of weird voice recordings that you didn't actually record, well, what did? Okay, now you're freaking out because a whole bunch of these things are starting to make sense. What do? How do you clean your phone? The first thing you do, install an antivirus on your device. Yes, even Apple people should. I was pretty surprised when I put a poll up in my community tab, and 56% at the time of recording this of Android people said they don't have any antivirus, and 23% of people said they don't have any antivirus on their Apple device. Now yes, arguably Apple is more secure than Android. However, you need to have an antivirus on both these devices. Typically, if you have an antivirus on your desktop, they do have a mobile extension of that. You probably even get it for free, so go and check it out and install it. Okay, let's just say you missed that phase and you currently don't have an antivirus and you suspect something is wrong with your phone. What I would do is I would back up my phone and then reset it to factory defaults. Now, when you reset up your phone, don't just blindly restore everything from your backup. Go through each application and make sure that you have installed it yourself and you know exactly what it is. If you see something that's weird, something like System Advanced UI or something else that you're not really sure what it is, but it looks official, don't install it. If your phone needs it, your phone will tell you that it needs to install it. Now, some basic housekeeping is make sure your phone's always updated. Make sure you go and change your password in all your social media accounts and your banking systems. Don't recycle the same password through each and every single system. Only install applications from the official store. If you get anything in your mailbox, you're not really sure, do not click on it. In fact, it happened to me. You can check out that video down here. Look at other Wi-Fi tips and tricks and phone tips here. Hit the head below to subscribe if this is your first time. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I'll see you in those videos after you subscribe. And then let's go through those videos. Let's go.